filter one kite. I'm already into the 420, damn it.
So what are you doing?
Nothing.
Nothing? Why not?
Trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.
You like music, you like weed, well, we gonna be good friends indeed. This is how much I like more than smoking trees. They'll make you dance the do-si-do and teach you how the chiba grows. Smoke a bowl on the 420 radio show. On Lifestyle Radio.
Yep, it is. It is Lifestyle Radio. Somebody stole Marcel. His plants eat him. What's going on,
Hey,
guys?
hi guys. Speaking of eating,
Okay.
I got a fucking cool plant.
Do you?
Yeah, I'll show it to you here. I'll tell you about it right quick.
Another? You mean other than the one that you showed us last week?
Yeah, no. This is a tropical plant.
Oh.
Yeah, I bought it from my neighbor. She sells a lot of house plants.
She sells what she sure?
Yeah. Yeah. She sells a lot of tropical house plants.
That should be illegal.
No, actually, it's a big business, to be honest.
It should be illegal. I mean, if pot's illegal, then to sell pot, then you know.
Yeah, it's that way. I agree with you. Yes. No.
Just making a point.
Yes. No. I understand. But anyways, it's an Asian pitcher plant.
Oh, cool. Well, where is it?
I'm gonna grab it here once my hands are free.
Okay.
When
I was starting Facebook, I saw this news story about they had to rescue a drunk who climbed some 30-meter construction crane in Halifax and fell asleep on the crane.
Oh, nice.
I shouldn't laugh, but Jesus Christ.
That's nice. That's awesome.
Well, I mean, he
actually.
went up there. It's nobody else's fault.
Yeah, no.
He apparently must have climbed up and probably passed out and then sobered up and help.
Well, in my lifetime, I can only remember one time forgetting everything. So that's a lot of alcohol, dude. So, I mean, if you're going to get to the point where you don't remember climbing up a fucking...
myself, probably 2 or 3 times, a pretty good blockade.
Woodstock 99, Lenny.
What?
I said Woodstock 99.
Did you go to 99, Len?
I was at 94.
I was at 94 as well. I was camping backstage behind stage 2 in the media area. It was fucking awesome. I loved it.
No, I don't think I blacked out there. I honestly, that was the funniest thing. I'll admit it. I guess what I ended up smoking there was hash and opium.
Me too. Me too. Somebody looked up at me and says that was camping near us. Yeah. Looks up at me and says, "Hey, you ever tried opium?" I said, "No."
I smoked opium there. Yeah.
This is the best time to do it. And then I went and I smoked a joint with Carlos Santana, and their day just went from there.
Anyway, it was. I have to admit, it was quite good and pleasurable.
Yes, it was. I went for a long wander, and then it started raining. You remember the rain, dude?
Yeah, I was soaked. Oh yeah, Green Day and mud.
You know what? We almost starved. The lines for food were crazy at Woodstock 94, and then people broke down the fence. But it wasn't horrible like 99. Which there's a documentary coming out about 99 soon. Being one of it. It kind of turned the whole movement. That whole Woodstock movement, it just went and flipped it up on its side. It was horrible. But 94, we almost starved because the lines were so long, we didn't even bother going eating, right?
Oh, yeah. It was great for music and stories, but...
Yeah, but then...
Couldn't get food.
As we went to the parking lot, we found about 300 yards from where we were camping a fucking McDonald's.
Yeah.
And the lineup was around the fucking corner because that's all that people wanted was McDonald's.
Yeah. And to get a burger, like the lineup was crazy. And if you did get a burger, it was like $10 or $12.
Yes. And a bottle of pop or Pepsi or Coke or something like that was like $4.
It wasn't fun, that part.
But the music was...
it was great. 9 Inch Nails were just kind of getting popular, Darcy. And
oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I listened to them
Downward Spiral was just out, I believe.
Yeah, I listened to them.
Same as Dookie, right? Like
and
everyone was waiting for 9 Inch Nails to come on, and then all of a sudden you see these 4 or 5 guys climb out from front of the stage out of like the mud pit, and it was 9 Inch Nails. They were in the pit watching the show. Nobody knew who the fuck they were. And
Green Day was starting to get really big back then, and then they had the mud slinging. I was standing right there watching the whole thing, and he chipped his tooth out back and everything, but they still performed. And Buddy was running around, slipping around naked on the stage. It was fucking hilarious.
Primus was an interesting show as well that didn't get a lot of attention.
I didn't go to a lot of the heavy stuff.
Well, Primus was awesome, but because they also did 2 things. Les Claypool did the American National Anthem off the bass like Jimi Hendrix did.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice.
I'm a Primus fan, by the way. And so I made sure I saw them. And the next thing he did was, obviously, for people who don't know, they have one of their hit songs is My Name is Mud. And it has a very distinct bass intro. Mm-hmm. Should have seen the mud fucking fly when he started that goddamn song.
There was a few. I remember.
Crazy stories.
Aerosmith was amazing.
Actually, I skipped Aerosmith. I was so fucking tired. I couldn't handle Aerosmith.
All the Marleys were there. Rita Marley and the Melody Maker, and all the cousins and the sons were all there.
I missed them.
Who else did we see? Peter Gabriel. Oh, yeah. Now that was
Blind
good.
Melon was there. He was fucked up.
Who?
Blind Melon were there.
Yes, they were.
He was definitely messed up.
That was when that was right in the middle of his worst.
He was not.
When he was really bad.
There's something wrong with him there.
Yeah.
And Metallica was probably.
It was all right. There. It was all right.
I thought they were pretty good, Darcy.
I enjoyed it.
Awesome.
No,
I've seen them a lot, but that was a really good show.
When we went, we drove down and we went to Bethel first, to the original site. Yeah, and they were just getting going and it had just stopped raining. But I wasn't there. Obviously, we didn't have anything with us. So I wasn't there 5 minutes and people were handing me doobies while I was walking along, chatting with people.
Outside when we got there, you had to wait a day or something like to park and get there.
Yeah,
so outside it wasn't so bad. We could get beer and weed, but inside, that's what happened was you couldn't get weed. There's no alcohol or hard to find alcohol, and that's what really came across. I basically acid, which I said, "Fuck that."
Yeah, yep. And shrooms and peyote and
and the only reason I did the opium and a little bit of with the hat, like, because honestly, I let my friend smoke it for a while. Okay, he survived, so then I'll smoke it.
Yeah.
So, but it was still.
That's hilarious, dude. Because I'd never tried it before, and literally somebody from a tent, like 3 tents in front of us, and like I said, we were backstage camping, and he just, hey man, you ever tried opium? And I was like, well, I guess this is the right place to try it. And it worked out pretty good. I enjoyed it.
I actually liked it a lot, to be honest.
I haven't never done it before or since.
No, I never came across it. Like, obviously, we know opiates are bad for you.
Yes.
But when you're stuck in the middle of, like, 500,000 people and no food and water...
We were supposed to chat with Warren Bobrow, but I don't know where he is. So we'll just
that was a good thing.
Chatting.
Yeah.
Because using the washroom there was not so easy.
Oh no, the washroom was fucked up. That was really fucked up. I mean, my sister to use the facilities had to walk off-site to a porta potty that, you know, had been flipped over 3 times.
No, exactly. So that was the positive side effect of that experience. Is no, I did not have to.
After about 11 o'clock on the first day, they threw their hands up and said, fuck it, because people literally pulled the fences down.
When the rain, the fences, but when the rain started, even the vendors, they just started pouring. People just like kicked the vendors of the food place huts out and just fuck everything. So
but it was in no way, it was
anarchy.
It was, for 94, it was much more peaceful than 99.
It wasn't violent, but at a certain point, it was just the police and security just said, fuck it.
Yeah, they just said, fuck it. I mean, we were camping pretty close to one of the border fences, and, I mean, they knocked it down. People knocked it down several times, and they just put it back up, and then they knocked it down, and security just stood there after a while. Yeah.
So, you'll see in the Green Day, when it's someone the Green Day videos, like, where people are going down the hill sliding in the mud.
Yeah.
Our tent was right there.
Well, that's where our tent was, dude.
Well, it was Tent City was pretty much on the small stage. We're probably there, yeah.
Yeah. That could have been you that shared that doobie with me. Think about it. If we're both camping in the same thing and smoking the same shit,
there was a lot of tents, Al.
With 20,000 other people.
There were more than 20. There were more than 20,000 people there, dude. Okay.
You ever get a time machine? You and I have to go back and see if you can meet up.
You know what? They were talking about doing another one, but I don't think that they will or should now after 99 because that was ridiculous. You know, and I don't. You know, there's so many other things that you could be doing now. You know,
well, a lot of the big festivals now down in the States that are starting up are all sold out, like within 2 days.
And meanwhile, all our concerts have been postponed. I've got tickets to see Bachman and the other one, Cummings, and James Taylor and Bonnie Raitt, and they've already been reset for 2022.
2022.
Yeah.
So there you go, Darcy. I can never run for Premier Nova Scotia because I just said publicly I smoked opium when I was 20.
Oh my God! There you go. It's going to come. Oh Jesus, dude!
It's a little inside joke in Nova Scotia.
You outed yourself.
It is.
Fan of our Premier, but because you got drunk driving like 20 years ago, people are trying to chastise the poor man.
No, that's not what they're going on about now. What they're going on about now is the charges that he had dismissed in 2005 when he appealed. All they're asking was he drunk? And he won't answer them. So of course they're just ragging the shit.
Well, because then he's admitting to fault. Can't do that.
Well, he was found guilty and he appealed it and won on the appeal.
So then they should leave him alone.
Yeah, he was probably pretty fucking drunk.
Well, okay, so now let's
but
hear.
Again, it's 20 years ago.
What do you guys think about the Mr. Cosby coming out and getting off?
All the power to him. He's an old man. I honestly...
Len's not saying... Your face turned as soon as I said Cosby. You were like, oh.
No, I was actually getting water. Looking at my water. I know he's out. Like, how long was he in?
2 years or 3 years. Now
he's I
thought
he was in longer than that.
No, he only did a couple of years, maybe 3 years at the most of his sentence. But he's already in talks. He's already in talks with Netflix and other companies about going on the road and touring again, and people actually want to see him. So, you know, like
a celebrity, and people go gaga shit over celebrities. Bad news travels just as easily as good.
Well, he's also one of the world's best storytellers.
And fucking funny as hell.
That's what I mean.
Like I used to love listening to his albums. Like rolling in a roller coaster.
Look at all the shit that George Carlin got into in his life, and everybody loved him till he was dead, and still love him. So
like
what's
I obviously I heard some of the whatever rookies or whatever the fuck he did and blah blah blah. But like again, he went to court, went to jail, charged, whatever. I don't understand why he's out, but if he's out.
He's out because a judge didn't agree with some terms that were given.
I thought it.
Yeah, it was. Oh, yes, it was a major technicality. It was not. Okay. It was not. He was innocent. I mean, he made a plea deal.
I thought maybe just like early parole.
From what I read, he got a plea deal that was accepted, and the judge overturned it and sentenced him to blah blah blah. Anyways, and then in his appeal, the new judge, overturned it, finding that it was wrong of the original judge not to honor the deal that was made, or something. The DA or whatever.
Yeah, Dale just said it's a procedural error.
Yeah. Well, it was one of those cases that you have seen on Law and Order that you couldn't believe lost.
Not if it was McCoy.
I missed that show. I've been watching the new one. The new one is Law and Order Organized Crime. And it's the guy.
I don't need the fucking SV or all of that.
Yeah, it's both of them.
Law and Order, fuckers.
Yeah, I like the original Law and Order. I could watch them over and over and over again. Yep.
That was like on A&E and syndication when I was in university at midnight.
Every day at 1 o'clock, 1 a.m. and 1 p.m. I think it was.
Maybe in the app, but I watched it like late night when I was in college, and it was like I fucking love. I was like,
it was on all the time.
Become a lawyer would be awesome. To be honest.
Yep. I asked a cop while he was investigating me.
Yeah.
What's the best show that you think is most realistic?
I would say it's that.
No. This is the 70s, bud. And he looked at me square in the eye and said, Barney Miller. At the time, Barney Miller was the closest to how a precinct actually runs.
Oh, the precinct? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I thought that was hilarious that he said that.
But I do think Law and Order was pretty well written. And
it was, but it got out of hand. You know, like how many spin-offs do you need? I like the Chicago PD, Chicago Fire, Chicago Med. They intertwine with each other. But Law and Order should have just stayed Law and Order. You don't need to know what's going on in Miami and New York and
too much. But
yes,
it was just a good show.
Well, just like the CSI shows, it got to be too much. It overran itself. See, here we're talking about nothing but weed. Or everything but weed.
I would recall in Law and Order. I don't recall them actually busting a weed house ever.
You know what show I enjoy is Bosch.
I've heard that's good. I might start watching it.
Amazon. It's on Amazon, I think.
Yeah, I've seen that. I can't remember the actor's name, but he's a good actor.
Titus.
It's Titus. Oliver?
Yeah, it's a Russian or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he actually started out in comedies and stuff like that. I think he was a stand-up comedian at one point.
I know him from Deadwood.
Yep. He's been in a lot of movies and a lot of TV shows.
Fucking dummy.
No. Well, okay, so is this the plant you were talking about there, bud?
Yeah, I lit the fucking wrong side of the face.
Oh, I hate that.
Yep.
That's almost as bad as lighting the wrong side of a cigarette.
Where is that sticky?
Does that plant eat other things?
That plant eats other bugs, yep.
It looks like it would be a plant that would eat something.
It does. And
stick your finger in.
No, because it's got... one of them, this one here, it's already closed, so it's got something in it. This one right here is open, it's got nothing in it. What I'll do is I'll stick it out on the doorstep for an hour this evening, and I bet you it'll be full of earwigs, and then that plant will be full for about 3 weeks.
But you can't put it outdoors.
You can on the hot, humid nights.
Yeah.
May not be tonight though, because 15 degrees is not hot and humid at all.
So
I doubt Asia gets down to 15 degrees.
Tell us about your plant, buddy.
I Really don't know much about it, actually.
What's it
My
called?
neighbor. It's called an Asian pitcher plant.
Asian picture. It just sits there and looks nice, like a picture.
Yeah.
It eats bugs.
It eats bugs. And what they do is they close the little lid and then it excretes.
Lenny looks like he's
enzymes.
dressed up like a bud.
Mm-hmm. It excretes digestive enzymes into the pitcher, which breaks down the bug because it grows in pretty much pure peat, which is a pH of like 4, which is super low, which has very little nutrients. And in the jungles where they live, they get very little nutrients. So they have to supplement that, and they supplement that with bugs.
Wow.
And
does it get bigger? Like is it like a big leafy thing, or is that about it?
No, it grows a leaf, and off the end of the leaf comes the picture. So give me a second.
Is that what's hanging there?
Yeah, so bring it closer.
Oh, okay, I've seen those. A picture. I thought you meant a picture.
No,
A
see
picture.
the see the leaf?
Yep.
And off of every leaf will come. It'll grow a stem.
A little picture. Huh.
And then a little
What
picture.
did Dale say?
Now outside, does that catch water outside and hold
Yes,
it?
it will if it's outdoors.
Okay.
See that one's open?
Dale says he saw a video on YouTube where a mouse fell into a large pitcher plant was digested. It dumped it out and showed what was left.
So is it kind of like is it like a praying mantis?
No, a praying mantis is an insect.
No, I don't mean a praying. I'm sorry. The
A Venus flytrap?
Yes, that one.
Yes, as they eat bugs.
Very
And-
similar to that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Pitcher plants excrete a honeydew on the rim of the picture, and that attracts ants, flies, crickets to the picture. And then when they get to the edge, it's slippery and they fall in. Once they fall in, it on the way down they got super fine little hairs. It triggers them, which then closes the top.
Wow.
So they can't get back out. And then you're
And then they die.
you're fucked.
It's a very, very serial killing plant.
Yes.
And it kills indiscriminately.
Yeah, I don't care.
Welcome to Plant World.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
We
cool.
need some cannabis plants that do that.
Yeah, well, you can feed cannabis plants insect grass, but it's awful expensive.
Well, yeah.
And it works very well.
But they don't eat the same way.
Do these
No, they
grow
don't.
well in the same areas as pot? Or is
Tropical cannabis.
is it outdoor or indoor?
This is an indoor plant around here, but
Okay.
it is originally an outdoor plant, yes. They grow wild in like all throughout Asia.
All of the plants that you buy grow wild somewheres.
I like the one that looks like a what do you call them? Well, it's a little like a bird.
Orchids?
No, I don't know if it's an orchid, but the flower is shaped like a hummingbird. I can't remember what it's called though, because I don't know too much.
I have a plant here that when it flowers, they look like little goldfish.
No, it's not that. These look like a hummingbird. I just saw somebody in one of the plant groups I'm in posted a picture of it. I thought it was cool.
Well, you know I'm going to go look.
Yeah. Dale should know, but he's not. He doesn't know. And he's not speaking.
Nope.
Cause
I
now,
don't know either.
Because
But
now,
as far as my
know.
neighbor goes, she got all kinds of them tropical plants. So I got her on Facebook. So I get to see them all. So I seen that one, so I bought it. But I got to be careful at what house plants I get because I got cats and they like to chew things. So
It's
I'd
called
rather
a
not.
green bird flower.
Yes.
It's related to peas and beans, and it can grow up to 9 feet tall. Has fuzzy gray-green leaves.
Cool.
But
But
it looks
there's a-
like fucking hummingbird.
There's a but. There's always a but. There's a but.
No, there's no but. It's from
I found
from
Warren.
Australia.
He lost his internet.
Oh?
Warren, our guest. He has lost his internet. That's why he did not join us.
Oh, that sucks.
Well, our
There's always another week.
no,
Yep.
well, Keep talking.
No, I'm just trying to say a comment because I was actually kind of waiting to have him on. I'm curious to. I haven't read his book or anything, so.
All right, hang on a second.
Was very interested.
Where am I at here?
Yeah, this is his book. I'll show everybody his book, and I'm just waiting to see if he's going to join us or not. I don't know if he's got his internet back. This is his book here. And he has been on the show before.
Yes, he has. He has?
Yes, he has. We just can't remember.
There you go, Alan.
What?
There you go.
That's it. Yep. That's the one. Yeah. So
that's cool.
It's a bird flower.
I'm just waiting to see if he's going to be able to come in or not, and if he does, we'll have a chat. He's been in the community for a while, and if not, we'll reschedule him, and he'll join us another time.
Well, just in case he does come on, I can chat a little bit about grow stuff now if you want to.
Yeah, go right ahead, dude.
Probably do that.
Sure.
All right, Darcy. There's a picture. I want you to tell me how come that leaf is so big.
Because it needs to cover your wife.
So big.
Yeah.
Because you got a fucking good healthy plant for starters.
Now, okay, is that an indica or a sativa?
Oh, that's kind of looking more like an indica to me.
Because it's fatter, right?
Mostly indica. Yeah.
And now there's still a debate about it, but they say indicas will grow 11 fingers and sativas won't grow no more than 7.
That's not really true because I've seen indicas grow 5 fingers.
See, like I said, then there you can start a debate with the grow community that you may not want to start. So,
yeah.
But, yes,
I mean it's really a stupid argument. The best way to tell has always been the thickness of the leaves. So a broader, fatter leaf is going to be more of an indica dominant, whereas the long, thin, skinny ones tend to be.
But you talk to them pheno hunters that are trying to hunt pure landrace strains. That's some of the ways that they look and try to tell that they're looking for that pure landrace. Just look for that pure sativa that's 7 fingers, thin, narrow, kind of like a saw blade, not ovally shaped like your indicas get.
Darcy, that Colombian that I grew was 11 fingered leaves.
See, there you go, right?
Wow. So. Man.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Is there a special
because it's an extremely healthy plant. I mean, I'm impressed with them.
Is that from your mantis?
Do you know what it is?
It doesn't matter because the mantis and the Floramax are identical.
Yeah, and the reason I was asking if it was your mantis because I know it unlocks some of that potential in the soil for your plants to uptake more food.
Yeah.
So if that's uptaking more nitrogen and more phosphorus, those two of the 2 key elements that's going to grow that leaf bigger and keep it dark green.
That leaf, that's not the biggest leaf. That leaf is just
I doubt
in my way.
Yeah, I doubt it is. I got big leaves like that too, and I think that's what's giving my plants away. But I also don't want to pull them all off because they need some of them solar panels.
Yeah.
Right. If you grow your pot for bud production and for maximize bud production, you're going to leave a lot of that lower stuff. You want them big broadleaves there to produce them shoots for that lower stuff on the plant.
All right, that was last Friday. The picture up there was last Friday. The picture now is today.
They'll do a lot more.
Yeah, they're actually bushing out nice now. But I've left 4 of them untopped of that one strain. Only because I want to compare them with the 2 nutrients.
Mm-hmm.
But what I've really been thinking, especially after talking to him last week, is when it comes time for flowering.
Well, you have all them you have them 1 gallon jugs of that stuff, so.
Right, but when it comes to the flowering, I've got to add the resin XS
and the flower enhancer.
Right. What I might do is because I'm adding the resin XS to the Floor Max, I think I'm going to add the resin XS to the Mantis as well, to make it a fair comparison. Because the way it's going right now, to me, the ideal way for ease of use...
Can you let Warren in, please?
Yeah. Ease of use would be...
I got it.
Mantis with the resin XS, once I see how it performs.
I'm telling you, man, you won't be disappointed. Well, Lenny got to smoke that stuff, and that beach wedding was thrown with it, man. It fucking, wow.
The beach wedding was Floor Max?
Yeah. I'm telling you, man. It works.
Hi, Warren. How are you?
Hi, Warren.
This is frustrating. I lost my internet for most of the afternoon.
No problem at all, buddy.
Did you find it?
Okay, good.
Did you find it? Where did you leave it?
Ran off. So it ran off somewhere.
Oh.
It ran off into the hither tither.
So I found your book.
Oh, good.
I knew where it was exactly. So this is Warren's book here.
I don't have it out here.
And we're going to chat with him, and I'm just trying to put myself up here so people can see it. Where's the darn? There we go. There's Warren's book, and I've had it for a while, and I can't remember when you were on the show the first time. I can't remember at all. It was a while ago, right?
It was a couple years ago, at least.
At least, because
at least 2 years ago.
Because I got the book when I was at working at Gunjanistas, and because that's where it was. It was sitting in the case I brought home with me from there when we closed. Anyways, so you've been in the community for a little while, and
a couple of years.
So I take us back, and you once were a banker, and now you are.
Gosh, there's further back than that.
Okay, well,
there's assorted further back.
Just to the elbow.
I was a chef. Yeah, I mean, I was a chef, and that's why all of this became possible, because I was working around in the food business, and I was trained as a saucier, but really couldn't make a living doing it. It's very, very difficult living, especially during the 1990s. Fine dining wasn't invented yet. So you had opportunities to work in food, and that would be like working in a hotel, and you're never going to make any money doing that. So I owed my dad and my grandfather some money, and I had to pay them back, and it took 20 years of working in a bank to do that.
Wow.
And that's pretty much it.
And then you paid it back?
That's pretty much it. I mean, yeah, I did. And I made it work for me. But it was not an easy road, and it wasn't my path because I'm not a financial brain.
So how did you end up from there to cannabis cocktails, mocktails, and tonics?
The story is pretty basic. I mean, I've smoked grass since I was 12 years old, 13 years old, and I tried to apply what I knew in the culinary arts business and create something that was different, and that's what I did. And I was a master mixologist. I understood the idea of mixing a great cocktail, and I took it to another level. And I mixed THC into craft spirits and mixed tasty little cocktails with it. And, some people might think that that's irresponsible and quite crazy to do, but it is.
How do you infuse your drinks? What method do you use?
There's a number of ways I can infuse it.
I got to warn you. I have to warn you. Marcel is a chemist, and Lenny is a pharmacist. So.
My gosh! Well,
I'm not a chemist. I'm just.
I mean, we
you know what I mean. Not a chemist, a lab rat.
A lab rat. Okay, so everything has to be nice and clean, and I use some technical equipment like the Levo 2, which is an infuser, but we don't use that for liquor because it's not UL rated. So for liquor, I always use a hot plate and a double boiler, or we can infuse it by using nitrous oxide. 2 or 3 canisters of nitrous oxide. The cannabis has been decarbed, so it's active. And you force it into the craft spirits, and then you activate it by taking your ISI, which is like a whipped cream machine, and you can, the professional ones can be put in a double boiler and simmered for 160 some odd degrees for 2 or 3 hours until it's active. Strain out the cannabis and let that beautiful, craft rum or gin or bourbon. Or
are we allowed to do that up here in Canada, guys?
Or do chartreuse? You probably are not supposed to do it legally in bars or anything like that, but I would imagine that you could do it at home.
Legally,
you could probably do it at home. Probably do it at home. Don't take it to your bartender.
No.
Excuse me, can you make
in
this?
In Canada, the way the Cannabis Act is written,
say, look what I made.
You can't use a solvent such as alcohol.
Well, but
to do
for
the
home
extraction.
use, no one is. I understand, but
Right.
I mean,
but I'm just saying
up there,
for the legal side of it, what you're doing behind your closed doors is totally up to you. And if you want help, I'll tell you how to do it. Right?
Yeah, right. Well, that's what the book's all about. I mean, that's the whole idea. And I didn't write it for recreational purposes. I wrote it for medicinal purposes because I have glaucoma, and down here in New Jersey, weed is stigmatized. So isn't it nice to sip a cannabis cocktail instead of smoking a joint where everyone knows your business? I mean, you smoke a joint from someone, and if they have this preconceived notions of you being something else, they're going to think poorly of you. But if you're drinking a cocktail, that's very pro-social, and you can get away with almost anything.
The first time I made a tincture, I took a Mickey of Smirnoff, and I emptied it in a glass, and then I stuffed the bottle full of bud and leaf. Then I filled it back up again, and I stuck it in the fridge for 6 months. And on New Year's Eve, we cracked it open and drank it. Oh,
tasty!
It was yummy.
I bet But what happens with a tincture is it's rather bitter. It's just like grain alcohol and cannabis. And my drinks are well crafted mixology level, cocktails that taste good. And they're, as I said, they're well balanced. The problem with tincture is it's way too bitter. It's like using bitters to finish a cocktail, but you wouldn't necessarily want to have them in a cocktail.
I'm looking at the recipe here. Hot spiced apple cider for a small crowd.
Well, yeah. I mean, there are things that you can do like that. I'm just actually walking out to my grill to turn my my dinner over. So
cool. We get to watch the chef work.
You get to watch the chef at work. Here we are.
Shake it, Shangria.
Well, my charcoal is. There it is. Oh, they're actually looking really. Let's see what.
I think he lost his internet.
I think he's losing his internet again.
Okay.
Wi-Fi's cutting out.
Did I lose my internet?
Yeah, just your Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Don't worry. Don't fuck up supper.
Yeah.
No. I'm not messing up supper.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I've done that. So so
it's to be back.
Do you regularly make drinks of the sort here that are in your book, or is it something that's more now and then?
I should tell you, I don't drink hard liquor anymore, but so I do it for special clients.
Okay. Yeah, I don't drink much either.
I'm doing a chartreuse right now.
Although, I wouldn't say no to a Mickey of Wisers now and then. Yeah. But no, I don't.
It's so easy to do, and you can make a simple syrup, and simple syrup goes into so many different craft cocktails.
Yeah, and
it lasts like 2 weeks in the refrigerator. And if it starts dancing or turning strange colors or, pulsing or anything like that, just throw it out.
Marcel, the tea that's left over from making hash, would that combine nicely with something like these drinks, do you think?
The tea that's left over from it, you mean the water?
Yeah.
No.
It's a swimming bacteria pool, Al.
Is it?
Listen, when you're washing when you're washing the hash, you're literally washing off all of the pesticides, fungicides, bird shit, whatever's been on the plant. You've washed it off into that water. And you only collect down to 25 microns.
Yes.
Below that, you're starting to collect the molds of the bacteria.
Okay.
Don't drink that water.
No. I was curious.
Yeah.
Because it's a byproduct.
Actually, I do know somebody, though, that cooked hot dogs in bong water. Don't do that one either.
Yeah.
Oh, that's disgusting. I'm going to lose my appetite. Gentlemen. That's terrible. Let me just say that, the when you're doing the infusion in an ISI, you probably don't want to inhale that nitrous oxide. So when you vent it off, make sure it just vents out into the atmosphere and not into your lungs.
Okay, but now it's nitrous oxide. Are you seriously? You're not going to have at least one huff off of it?
Well, it's going to be infused with alcohol and weed. I don't know how advisable that is, but go right ahead, please.
This is why we have a disclaimer, folks.
That's right.
You do shit at your own risk.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. That's how I learned how to do all this stuff. I wrote the book in a month. It wasn't like it was like a lifelong study. Once you get from my publisher, once you get the go ahead to write the book, they give you a month to write it. And if you can't do it in a month, you don't get the book. So I wrote
can we infuse cannabis into coffee?
Sure, you can.
Oh, absolutely.
I've never done it.
Well, do you drink milk in your coffee or anything like that?
I normally drink it black, but I'm not opposed to milk.
You absolutely can infuse.
Yeah.
You can put it in honey. You can put it in condensed milk, sweetened or unsweetened condensed milk, and that works really nicely because it's high fat.
Just take a chocolate ice cream, one of my chocolate ice cream, and throw it into a coffee. You'll be set.
Sure.
Oh yeah,
there you go.
Or a chunk of canna butter and make it bulletproof.
Yeah, I suppose you could do that.
Yeah.
I actually like bulletproof coffee. It's good.
Yeah, especially with canna butter.
I'll have to give it a shot. But I was like curious. You guys may have that taste does the coffee and the cannabis mix right?
Yeah, it does, and you use strains that are complementary. And that's why the book is so important, because it's not just a recipe that has weed in it. The weed that are in the recipes are complementary to in their flavor profiles to the drinks that are being prepared.
Ooh, interesting.
Which is fun.
I do love coffee.
Can I take 2 seconds to pull my chops off the grill?
Yeah, go right ahead. You go right ahead, man.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. It's kind of nice in New Jersey.
Seems it.
Yeah.
They had a tornado warning yesterday.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
That's not nice.
From that tropical storm.
Wow. Oh, the one that we're getting now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that we're getting overnight.
Yeah. Well, we got the prelude this afternoon, and now we're getting the calm part.
And then overnight we'll get some higher winds. I think they said the highest winds were like 40 kilometers an hour inland or so.
Pardon me?
I think the highest winds inland was like 40, gusts of 70.
We got between 30 and 55 millimeters of rain yesterday.
Here I am. Okay. Sorry about that.
No, hey, no. You got to worry about your chops.
Got a question for you, Warren.
Please do. Okay.
It's totally not about the book. It's just where you live at. Did they lift your guys' tornado warnings last night?
Yeah. Yes, we didn't have any heavy. Really, we had a lot of rain. Not very much wind. No tornadoes here. North of us, up in like Bergen County, they got really heavy weather. They had hail the size of tennis balls.
Holy
and I saw
shit.
pictures of them. They were serious. They were 4 inches around. So yeah, it was pretty serious. But we didn't have any of that weather here. I don't know. We just had a shitload of rain. A lot of rain.
Yeah, you guys get a lot of rain and storms. Up here in
Yeah,
Nova Scotia, where we're at, we're just getting the leading edge of that storm now.
That's right. Well, it was a big rain event. It wasn't a big wind event.
Yeah.
I think we're scheduled for 30 to 60 mils of rain.
Oh, that's not that much. It's like 2 inches.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we had about 6 inches, which is nice. I'm going to have to mow my lawn soon. It's saying I'm going to grow now. We got some rain in our roots. It's a good thing. But the book is for sale up there in Canada, in Nova Scotia, I believe, because my publisher, Cordo, is up there, and they it seems to sell extremely well in Canada. Probably because people are always looking for alternatives to smoking. I mean,
$27.99 Canadian, $22.99 US.
Okay.
That's a fair price for a book of cocktailness.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I'm not near enough to sign it for you, but those opportunities come. I get up to Canada occasionally. I wish they would. I wish they would open up the border again.
I knew we were going to ask. I was about to say, you ain't coming here too soon.
Well, I hear Lyft might be happening, and I believe that Lyft is happening at the end of August. So
that's the United States said that they were going to open up the border because enough is enough already. But I don't know what the Canadians are going to do. They'll just probably be very polite. So.
Actually, I was just reading an article tonight.
No.
About some of the regulations, such as you can't bring cannabis from another country into Canada.
No, you better not. That's usually a bad idea. That's a bad idea.
If you've been charged in another country for the same offenses that are still criminal in Canada, you can be excluded from entering the country.
Yeah, forever.
So
I know.
where we have trafficking is still listed. If you were busted for trafficking in New Jersey, the odds of you getting across the border are slim to none.
And also, if you're asked at the airport or at the border, if you're asked if you consume cannabis, say no.
Say no.
Yeah, you better say no. Yeah, and make sure you have no pictures of it on your phone.
Or seeds or roaches in your ashtray.
Meanwhile, they're looking you up on Facebook.
Or whatever. Right, it's over. For me, it's over.
Yeah, me too.
I have no intentions of
leaving.
I have no intentions of leaving this country to go to another country unless that other country's keeping me.
Yeah,
Mexico, here I come.
Here.
No, there's no chance of that ever happening, ever.
No. It's a shame. It really is a shame because I think you have a wonderfully inclusive place that you live, and I wish that they were a little more open-minded at the border. But what can I say? It's not up to me.
No, eventually your federal laws will change, and that'll change, and eventually be able to cross border back and forth with an ounce on it.
It's okay for
Well, no, you'll never be able to cross the border. Like maybe at a duty-free shop, because even alcohol right now, you're not really supposed to go back and forth across the country.
Yeah, that's true. I remember when I was in Vancouver and I brought some Riesling ice wines back with me, and they didn't want me to have quite so many. I think I had 6, and they said you can only have 3.
Yeah.
They knew who you were,
which meant that. Well, no, I wasn't writing about weed. I was still writing about wine.
Maybe in Canada we'll be able to buy at the duty-free shop tax-free weed.
You should be able to if it's totally if they've taken the stigma away completely.
You're allowed to get your 30 grams at the border at the duty-free shop.
I'd be going to the States an awful lot if that happens.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, well.
No, I just go to the res.
Well, it is the nice thing. Like when I do go to the States, more states are opening up, but I did like Vegas. Hey, you can go get weed. California, go get weed. Colorado,
yeah, it's fun. I was just out in California 2 weeks ago, and it's such a pleasure to go to the dispensaries and not have anyone. There's no stigma. We don't have that here in New Jersey. That just doesn't exist.
You guys only have a medical program, don't you?
We have medical, but it's a terrible program.
Now, is your guys' medical program like strains or
conditions
specific?
Yeah.
They should be, but no, they're not.
They're not?
Very low. No, they're not. They don't have that ability. What they do is it's low THC, high CBD. That's it.
Oh, they jumped on the CBD bandwagon.
Yeah, there's no. It's high CBD strains, very low THC. I'm in the program, so I know what goes on with it, and it's very disappointing because some of us require higher THC, and it's just not available. Nor is any concentrates.
Wow.
So you can't buy hash, you can't buy, any sort of dabbing stuff that doesn't.
This is New Jersey where you are? You're talking about?
It's only flour.
Really?
Available. And that's it.
And what about New York? Have they jumped on the bandwagon
yet? They're even more restrictive. There's no flour. It's only ground flour for vaporizing.
Wow.
Yeah, they don't want. If you smell weed in New York, it's illegal because you're not supposed to have it.
Yeah, good luck. That doesn't make sense to me.
No, that don't.
But
oh, you keep rubbing your mic, bud. We're going to look at the chops again. Let's go walk into the chops.
No, I'm going inside where the signal is better. There we are. Hopefully the signal's better now.
That's okay. So I think we're going to take a little break and let Warren look at after his chops. We've got a song. Now, a few weeks back, we had Elizabeth from High B&B on the show, and she was trying to find the song that somebody made for them. And I found it. Well, she found it and sent it to me yesterday. So we've got that for today's show. It's copyright cleared, so Facebook, fuck off.
He just got us banned anyway for that comment.
Yeah.
You just got shadow banned.
Yeah, whatever. It's going to happen anyways.
That's my shtick.
Yeah. Okay, so we will be back in a few minutes. This is the 420 radio show. We are chatting with Warren Bobrow, who wrote Cannabis, Cocktails, Mocktails, and Tonics. And we're going to come back and talk more with him and the guys. And Darcy's going to do some grow stuff. He's got a plant there that's like a Venus flytrap or something like that. We'll be right back.
Listen to the Coverage Radio Show every other Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on 420radio.ca. Rock, punk, metal and alternative music, new and retro, major and independent. Only on the Coverage Radio Show.
Are you an independent musician? How would you like to have your songs played on hundreds of radio stations just like the one you're listening to right now? Join MusicSubmit.com and we'll promote your music to radio stations and blogs in your genre. It's free to set up your account, and we guarantee your music will be considered for airplay by radio stations worldwide. Why not sign up today? It's free. MusicSubmit.com. Radio promotion for indie musicians.
So what are you doing? Nothing? Why not?
Trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
Rough draft time beat.
High B&B is where you wanna be. High B&B is where you wanna be. Weekends here, I like to get outside with a friend. We wonder what things we can ride. So I went to Hanby to take a look around. So much to do, so many things I found. I said, High B&B is where you wanna be. Things like yoga. High B&B is where you wanna be. Cooking and meetups. High B&B is where you wanna be. forget accommodation. Airbnb's where you wanna be. Oh yeah, take a trip, I wanna get away. Travel's great, but don't know where to stay. Airbnb's listings let me smoke inside, vape or edible. This is just my style. I said, Airbnb is where you wanna be. Things like yoga. Airbnb is where you wanna be. Cooking on meetups. Airbnb is where you wanna be. Don't forget accommodation. Airbnb is where you wanna be. Oh yeah. Weekends here, I like to get outside with a friend. We wander with things we can ride. So I went to high and B to take a look around. So much to do, so many things I found. I said, Airbnb is where you wanna be. Things like yoga. Airbnb is where you wanna be. Cooking on meetups. Airbnb is where you wanna be. Don't forget accommodation. Airbnb is where you wanna be. Oh yeah. Take a trip, I wanna get away. Travel's great, but don't know where to stay. Airbnb listings let me smoke inside, vape or edible. This is just my style. I said, Airbnb is where you wanna be. Like yoga. Airbnb is where you wanna be. Cooking on meetups. Airbnb, where you wanna be. Don't forget accommodation. Airbnb is where you wanna be. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So that was all right. It's the 420 radio show. What's that?
I said, how's that?
You're
you
fine.
Asked me to unmute.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. We are the 420 radio show. We are here live, 420radio.ca, every Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, whether or not you have internet or not. Yeah, we start with or without you. We're chatting with Warren Bobrow. Is that the right way to pronounce it?
You did it. You did it right.
Did I? Well, the first time it was
yes.
Barblow. As I've been rehearsing.
Bobrow.
We get some weird last names people on the air sometimes, like Pittman.
I understand. Oh, like Mark Pittman?
Gignac.
Yeah, Mr. Giggles. Marcel Giggles. Why are you not in your video, Marcel?
Because I'm surfing the internet.
Oh. Were you finding anything interesting to talk about?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Was interesting shit.
So we usually do a grow segment, Warren, and when Darcy comes back, we'll do that.
Okay.
He's off smoking a doobie somewhere because he doesn't smoke in the house. And every 20 minutes he has to make sure that his wife has a doobie. No, I'm just kidding. Of course. I'm kidding.
That's a good rule.
Yeah, it is. So while we're waiting for Darcy, do you want to? Okay, let me ask you a question. Out of all have you tried every cocktail that's in this book?
Well, I created them all, so yes.
Really?
I was going to say you better have.
Every single one of them. Wow. Holy.
I was going to say that that it was a lot of work.
How long did it take you to compile all of this?
1 month.
That's it?
That's it.
You sampled all these drinks in 1 month. No wonder you're not drinking anymore.
Yep, it was actually soon thereafter.
Wow. I thought I drank a lot when I was younger.
Is there a cannabis margarita in there?
I'm not so young.
A cannabis margarita? Let me look
cannabis
it up.
margarita in there?
I'll see what page
there's
it's
not
on.
a margarita, but there's a tea punch, which is sort of like a margarita without tequila. It's with rum.
A tea punch, you said?
Yeah, tea punch.
Do you know what page it's on? Come on.
Yeah, the tea punch is lime, it's cannabis-infused simple syrup and rum. But it's rum agricole from Martinique.
Ooh.
Sounds good.
Oh, it's delicious. It's delicious. It's very refreshing.
Do you know what the page number is?
Oh, I don't have it in front of me.
I'm joking.
I have my veal chop in front of me. There it is.
There you go. Ooh, nice. I'm meowing down on a piece of roast beef I got earlier. What was your favorite drink?
My favorite drink in the book is the one that I can take every place with me, and that's the one with the condensed milk. You can put condensed milk in Vietnamese fresh crushed sugarcane juice, or you can drizzle it over a piece of pound cake, or you can put it in your Vietnamese iced coffee. There's so many things you can do with condensed milk, and you can carry it with you. It needs refrigeration, but the amount of time that it's out is not going to kill you. So you can take it to a restaurant with you. If you go to a Vietnamese restaurant, you order your Vietnamese iced coffee without the condensed milk. You put in your own condensed milk.
Now that
is THC infused.
That would be good with your ice cream, Marcel.
Yeah, well, yes.
Yeah, you could also use that as a base for ice cream.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite because it's really the easiest to use, and you don't have to add alcohol if you don't want to.
I just happened to open the book here, and it went right to THC infused condensed milk.
That's it. That's the one.
How much?
Dale wants something with iced tea and vodka.
Ooh, me too.
I don't really do anything with vodka.
Is there a Long Island iced tea in here?
No. There's nothing like that. We buried that at Tales of the Cocktail back in 2015. We don't make those anymore.
But that would be yummy, cannabis with cannabis in it.
Begrudgingly. Yeah.
Iced tea and
there's
vodka?
There's too much going on. Oh, stop.
Dale drinks iced tea and vodka.
Apparently.
Okay. I'm not going to tell you it's bad. All I'm going to tell you is I won't.
Simple syrup. There.
Simple syrup. You can mix in, make a punch with grilled fruits and throw in a bottle of, sure, if you want, you can throw a bottle of grain alcohol.
Is that the cherry stuff that they use to make stuff? The simple syrup?
What? Simple syrup, sugar, and water.
That's brandy.
Yeah.
Yeah, sugar and water, one to one. But it also, if you put the tea, the decarb cannabis into it, when it's simmering, it becomes an active simple syrup.
Huh. Simply syrup.
Good stuff. Easy to use. Mess up all your friends.
Party.
I think I'm going to make a batch of that tea punch.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll Can you taste the cannabis? Obviously, probably.
Yeah,
yes.
you can. Absolutely, you can. And you use cane sugar syrup from Martinique. You can buy it. You can get it at Premier Wines and Spirits in Nova Scotia. They have it.
Oh, really?
Jeez, he's even telling you where to get the shit. Look at that. How's your chop?
It's excellent.
Good.
It's excellent. A nice bottle of wine, too. Let's see. There it is.
There you go.
A Bandol.
So, okay, well, since you're drinking, what do you think about cannabis wines? A while back, I'd say, about 5 years ago, Marcel, I guess, maybe a little bit longer. I know that I was up in Durham, and we got a red and a white cannabis-infused wine way before even talk about legalization was coming.
Was it infused with BC Bud?
No, it was from the States, actually.
It was from the States. Oh, that was Mary Jane wines.
Yes.
That was made with hemp.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was made with hemp.
Yes.
I'm not a big proponent of hemp. So
I wasn't a fan. That's what I was getting at. I wasn't a fan. But now I've tried new stuff, new techniques, new things, and some of it's not bad. Len is a big fan of the infused waters. Right?
Oh, yeah, those are seltzers. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm coming out with a beverage that's really unique, and it's not a seltzer. So it's a craft cocktail, no alcohol, but it has 10 milligrams of live resin THC in it.
No, that's great. Well, as I say, like Warren, I've been trying to reduce my hard liquor and alcohol intake. So when you started talking about being social in the drinking but not want alcohol, that's how I ended up in Canada, these legal sparkling waters, because I could drink them with my non-cannabis friends and still feel like I'm indulging a little bit. But
you are, but I think that I don't know. I'm trying to say something nice about seltzer, and I have a lot of trouble saying
it's boring.
Nice
it's nothing. It's boring as fuck.
It's right. It's boring. It's nothing special. It's just, they're distillate added to sparkling water. My drink is not like that. It's really a craft drink created.
Oh, yeah. No, exactly. The future is wide open to do something better.
Right.
I do like it, as I say, as far as if you don't want a whole lot of sugar or nothing. It's boring. It has a role, but yes, I could see the market really developing into something nicer.
How about a medicated Gatorade?
A medicated Gatorade. I think Gatorade's pretty disgusting stuff as it is, but I think it would defeat the purpose. I mean, I'm sort of dealing in the high end of things as opposed to the sort of down there kind of stuff. All my ingredients are natural, so that's the first problem with Gatorade. I don't think there's anything in there that has any, pro-social value.
No, it's just electrolytes, really.
It's an energy drink. It's like Four Loko. And, I'm sure that someone is thinking, oh, that sounds like a great idea. We're going to THC-infuse Four Loko. And there is, actually, out in California, there's a young guy who's doing Uncle Arnie's for, like, Arnold. It's a Arnold Palmer with 100 milligrams of THC in it.
Wow.
So it's an iced tea and weed.
I like
but
iced tea.
It's distillate. So it's all sugar.
I don't like distillate, though. I don't like it. It's very heavy. I don't like it at all.
Well, yeah, I mean, but as I said, my drink is something completely different. And whereas that's like $5 for 8 ounces, mine is $14 for 8 1/4 ounces.
Yeah, yours is more craft.
It's craft, yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely. It's craft
ingredients. Mass production.
I'd like it to be.
Well, no, I know what you mean, but like you are going for an experience versus here's some shitty water with some. Well,
yeah, that's what.
Well,
so I don't know if you read the weed press down here, and just the news that has to do with cannabis, but Pabst Blue Ribbon has sold their brand to make a seltzer that has cannabis in it in California.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's disgusting. It doesn't taste like beer. It doesn't have hops in it, but it has the Pabst Blue Ribbon logo on it. But it's like a lemon It's like a lemon lime seltzer.
It's just it's like a shitty Perrier is all they are.
You're not allowed to. You're not allowed to
I'm
infuse alcohol like that in Canada.
No, you're not. Wait, you can do de-alcoholized. So there's the people who I forget who they are. Lagunitas. They got into the cannabis industry and they came out with hi-fi hops. But there's no hops in it, and
but
it doesn't even taste like
in
beer,
Canada specifically, I don't think you're allowed to infuse cannabis with any alcohol.
Yeah, not alcohol. The same in the United States.
Yeah.
Not alcohol. So when we talk about the Pabst Blue Ribbon product, there's no alcohol in it.
Okay.
They only bought
just
the
using
name.
the logo and the name.
Bought the name. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
It's really the cheap way out, and it's pretty. I don't want to say it's a bad product, but what I'll just say is it doesn't behoove the person who made it should have made it taste like beer, because it's called Pabst Blue Ribbon, and I expect beer.
Yeah.
Or at least something that tastes like it.
Are they even trying to get past that?
They could have at least called it Pabst Green Ribbon.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
It's
you heard it here first. That's copyright right there, Len.
Okay.
So you remember the St. Ides malt liquor, right? Remember that? St. Ides?
No.
Okay, it was big in the ghetto during the 70s and 80s. I would say 70s and 80s. And they made malt liquor, which is it's not quite beer, but it's not quite barley wine either. It's a malt beverage with a lot of sugar and a lot of alcohol. And so one of the famous names in the 70s was St. Ides. They had cachet, even though all it was malt sugar and alcohol. Wow. So they've come out in the cannabis business. They came out with pre-rolled joints that have concentrates in them and all sorts of stuff. And what they're trying to do is play on their history of being alcoholic brands into something that's not alcoholic at all. In fact, it's cannabis, but it's not their brand either. It's just the brand of St. Ides.
So they're capitalizing on the name and
exactly.
And the flavors.
Exactly. Yeah, like Pabst did with the PBR is a venerable American name, and even when I was in Russia, they sold Pabst Blue Ribbon there because it represented the United States. Whether geopolitical things are neither here nor there, but there was always Pabst Blue Ribbon available in every bar in Moscow. Just something about it. That logo goes a long way, and on a can of seltzer, it goes a short way. Hopefully to the dustbin of history. No, they're not going to go to the dustbin of history, but because they have this huge name behind it, but it doesn't even taste like beer or like anything other than sparkling lemon lime soda with weed in it.
With weed in it. Sorry. You said Russian, and I just remembered I've been watching a Russian show on the internet, and I can't remember what it's called. It's dubbed. But
I'm surprised that you can see anything that comes out of there.
You know what? I took a chance, and I've watched a few episodes, and it's not bad. I mean, the syncing is off, obviously, but
okay.
The voices kind of match the people, and it's very well done. It's not like what I would expect to come out of Russia. Sorry, Russian people.
Yeah.
But they actually have quite the film industry there, right?
Oh yeah.
So,
but everything is under control.
Yeah, but it's like watching Canadian stuff. that
I
quality.
don't think we get to Canadian TV.
Canadian
controlled by the CBC out.
What's that?
I said, controlled by the CBC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we don't get that down here.
You can on the internet.
I can get a Canadian webcam.
You can on the internet.
Oh, okay. That's a magical place when it works.
Yeah. Just Google it.
Okay.
So, Darcy, are you ready to do your little gross spiel?
Well, I can get back into what we were talking about earlier.
Okay. Okay, hold on. Just a second. You ready?
Play the song,
This is
dude.
how we grow the weed.
Okay, shut up, Darcy. I just wanted to hear the song. That's all. No, I'm kidding.
Anyways, I can get back into what we were talking about earlier, which was Marcel wanted to know why his leaves were so big, and we got into it was likely a nutrients thing because the plants are so happy. One of the reasons could be, like I was saying, was nitrogen, or it could be phosphorus, because he is using a product that unlocks that potential in the soil or in the media to let them plants uptake a lot more nutrients than, say, a plant would that wasn't fed that product. So that goes a long way too, I guess. But whereas other things can go, well, obviously we haven't had sun in a week, so I know that isn't the reason. But all this cloudy weather can trigger your plants to flower early outside, which can be bad for this time of year because, well, you don't want them to flower yet. You want them to wait until at least the first week of August. So you can get a little more veg growth out of them.
So what will happen? Like they just stop and they go back into hiding, or?
No, well, you're triggering a flower response because it's gray, it's dark, it's dull.
It's light deprivation.
Yes, exactly. And they think that it's time to start flowering, and then all of a sudden that week of cloud's gone, and now it's 3 weeks of sun, and it's like, oh wow, wait a second, this isn't flowering period yet, and then now your plants go back into that little
It's like that 20-degree weather day in January where the tulips come out.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
But with your plants, when you trigger that response in them, they're like, oh, flower. So they start flowering, and then it's like, oh no, we're not flowering. We're still vegging. And then now you're starting to see one finger leaves on your plant. You're thinking, what the hell is going on here? That's because your plant went from flowering back into the re-veg state. It will snap out of it after a couple sets of nodes. You will snap out of it.
So you're allowed to have plants up there in Canada?
Yes, we're
depending on which province you're in.
Yes, well,
okay.
under the rec rules, the federal government up here allowed every Canadian citizen, depending on the province regulations, to allow them to grow 4 plants.
That's amazing.
So I have a medicinal license that allows me to grow. Plus, on top of that, you can grow your 4 recreational plants. So it's kind of like now you're allowed 4 extra plants. So for some people, those 4 extra plants could be their 4 extra veg plants that they keep in veg for when they're doing their winter indoor thing, right? So it kind of comes in handy.
Well, the small plants in my picture, that's the recreational ones.
Thank you. Yeah, they frown upon growing here in New Jersey. You'll get the attention of forces beyond your control.
Wow. I've heard stories from old guerrilla growers that have, been approached with helicopters and stuff.
Well, you don't want them 3 infamous letters on your doorstep.
3 of them?
So I understand where you're coming from.
The guys that do no-knock warrants.
Yeah, they have I've noticed after watching multiple raids that they've done, they have no sense of ha-ha when they come in either.
Oh no. Even less when they find out that they were wrong.
Right. Hemp is allowed to be grown here, but that creates problems.
It would, because technically, how do they tell? Well, this is it. How do you tell? Like, how do they tell? Right.
Well, they send the hemp whoever
police.
it is at the state makes their way to your farm and they find you. Because you can't just grow hemp. You have to have a license.
You know, it's for the last 3 years, maybe 4 years, it's been the number one topic around the fucking world. And yet here we are.
Well, you're far more advanced than we are here in the United States. It's a given.
Everybody thought that California was going to be first.
Right,
No.
but Canada was first.
Well, no, California was first for implementing a medical program by
but
months.
it's really gone by the wayside.
Yeah, and the problem is with the legalization of the recreational market is kind of throwing all the patients under the bus.
Well, and that's what's going to happen here in New Jersey.
Yeah, so we see it here in Canada where the licensed producers who we're supposed to get our medical cannabis from don't have medical cannabis products, but they have plenty of recreational products.
Yeah, that's exactly. Well, there's no recreational products here in New Jersey yet, but what they're most concerned about is when recreational cannabis becomes, it's legal now, but the framework is going to take about 2 years to roll out, that it's going to take over the medical cannabis route, and we're not going to be able to get our medicine.
Yep.
Well, that's what happened up here in Canada. And also, they also charge us a $1 sales tax on all of our medicine now, too. So
that's disgusting.
Well, no, that's an excise tax. They charge the sales tax on top of that.
Right. The percentage is based on the excise.
Yeah.
Nice. That's why you can grow yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
And why not? It's your freedom. You take advantage of it.
I think
that's why I wrote my book.
My outdoor garden will cost me about $500.
That's wonderful. I can see each plant would yield about double that. So
I think so, easily.
Yeah, I think so too.
I'm doing my first grow ever this year, Warren, and I'm quite enjoying watching, going out and watching it. Cause they go down at night, they wake up during the day, and they double every day, kind of thing, right?
Wow,
it's amazing to watch.
I bet it is. I mean, as I said, it doesn't really exist here in New Jersey outside of the medical community.
Yeah.
So I'm not allowed to visit any of the grows because of the regulations. Even though I'm a journalist, I still can't visit any of the grows. So I've seen plenty of places out in California and Colorado and Nevada, and Washington and Oregon, but not in my own backyard. It's just you can't go see it. They just don't want you to be there.
So if you're medical, you can grow your own?
No.
No. Oh.
No.
Okay. You can just have it.
There's no home grow.
You can have it.
You can have it up to 6 ounces, I think.
Really?
So who supplies your medical medical market?
The medical dispensary. There's 10 of them here in the state now.
And are they all state run?
They're all pretty much the same. They're all run by individual MSOs.
Do they do mail order as well?
What's that?
Do they do mail order as well?
No, there's no mail order.
So you have to be. There's 10 in New Jersey, but yet, and how big is New Jersey? I mean, that's not very many places to go in New Jersey.
It's not very many. There's a lot. There's a lot more patients than there is.
If you live out in the country, you're looking at a good jaunt. Just like I lived 4 hours out of the city up until 3 years ago. So to get my meds, I either grew it myself, got it up there from a guerrilla grower, or I had to come down to the city to get it. Now,
it's not that far.
It's a lot easier here. I mean, I can walk down to the corner store, walk in, show them my ID, and walk out with a few grams. But as we were just talking, taxes are fucking screaming high.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
that's how they get.
So how much is a gram these days? Like, I haven't even been in a legal store. How much is a gram?
They don't sell by the gram. They only sell by the eighth.
Really?
By the eighth out. Yeah.
So what's the eighth worth in New Jersey?
In US dollars, it's about, with taxes, about $65.
US.
$65 US.
Yeah. Okay. You guys are getting really ripped.
So an eighth is how much in grams?
3.5.
3.5 grams.
Wow. So it's $60 for 3.5 fucking grams.
So just over.
Just over. Low THC too, Al.
And that's low THC, high CBD. Yeah, it doesn't really do. It does what it's supposed to do, but not anything more.
Where do they get now? Where do those 10 stores get their supply from?
Some of those stores have their own individual grows that are owned by the MSOs.
Okay.
So they'll have grows within the state of New Jersey.
What's for dessert?
But it's like there's only like 3 or 4 different dispensaries that have their own grow operations.
Oh, really?
So there may be 10 dispensaries, but most of them are owned by the same people. So they'll have one grow that'll supply all, 3, 4, 5 different stores.
Do they still have that program with the can that they mail out every year or every month or whatever to people? There was the one. They had a program that one guy was on where he got a can of pre-rolled joints. What's his name? Roth. I can't remember his name.
I couldn't tell you.
You don't know who I'm talking about.
What was the can of pre-rolled joints?
He was
one. New Jersey.
Go ahead.
You can buy pre-rolls, but you have to buy an 1/8 of them.
Okay.
You can't just buy one.
So how many will you get?
7.
It's like 5. 5.
Yeah.
Just over 1 gram.
Okay.
No, just over half gram. Sorry. I don't buy it that way. That's not efficient, and you don't know what you're getting anyway.
So it's
probably just trim.
Do they
black market?
Right.
Do they irradiate down there?
New Jersey, though.
The black market, I don't know. I don't deal with it.
Do they irradiate their products at the legal stores?
Next question. I don't know. I don't know.
They do
I'm be like my cousin. Next question.
Next question. Wow. So it's similar but different.
Mm-hmm.
I like hearing about other places. We had a gentleman on the show last week from Australia. Well, he's from here in Canada, but he's in Australia, and
do they have medical there?
They're playing catch up.
Okay.
They're playing catch up.
That's amazing. I never.
But I think they do have a program there now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They have medical. They have a thriving black market.
I'm sure. Big country.
I mean, the black market's never going to go away. Although I was reading about, where was it? California.
Did you hear about that bust 2 days ago?
Yeah, 373,000 marijuana plants.
What area?
Yes, over $1 billion outside of Los Angeles.
So not Humboldt area.
The 200.
You'd think that's where that would be.
But this was 200 facilities all run by cartel members. This wasn't up in Humboldt.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
It's L.A., so it's Southern California.
And you know what I've noticed as of late is the large busts that you see going on in Canada, they are all Asian names.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they're Triad or whoever, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. But
373,000 plants.
Wow.
And 33,000. Yeah, 33,000 pounds of cannabis flower.
Nice.
I'm hoping for 10. I just want 10.
They have no
That's
reason
all.
to be growing it organically either.
No, they're the
that's a pump and dump.
39ing it as hard as they can.
That's a pump and dump. That's being sprayed with everything over the sun.
But people still buy that shit.
You bet.
People don't know better.
Because you can go on Amazon and buy any packaging material with any name on it, empty.
You know, I've heard and watched. I've watched videos, stories about Humboldt and that, Murder Hill or whatever it was called.
Murder Mountain.
I saw that.
And they were talking in a couple of the YouTube videos I watched. They were talking about there is so much weed being grown in the mountains of Humboldt that the chemicals are leaching into the ground and into the water table. And it's actually causing issues for towns and villages that the water goes onto, and rivers. It's killing off wildlife. And so, I mean, if it's done properly, you're not going to have that. People have been growing weed for many, many, many moons and not killing things. But now, because they're using so many high-test chemicals, there's overflow and there's death.
Right.
You know, I think
what do you think is the solution?
They want that big plant. They want that big plant without putting in all the work.
Yeah, I realize that.
And you got to protect it from all them pests. So then you're spraying all that shit on it. Then you're protecting them from deer and rabbits. So then they're putting traps out that kills all them things. So, and then they're mixing their chemicals right in the brooks and then sucking them into the plants. And it's just like, yeah. So
but
I understand where they're coming from.
My point is that issue, the whole runoff issue, is an issue wherever there's an outdoor grow or plants being farmed because of all the chemicals. It's not just weed. It's corn. It's potatoes. It's carrots. Potatoes. And how do you guys say potatoes out there? Potatoes?
Potatoes. It's the same as tomato.
Tomatoes. And for the record, we found out last week that the spinning action in a toilet bowl in Australia doesn't go the opposite way.
But it does in Brazil.
Really? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. It's below the equator. It goes the other way.
No, it doesn't. We had the guy flush the toilet in Australia.
It doesn't work.
And he filled up a sink of water, same thing.
And it didn't go backwards?
Nope.
No, it went clockwise.
Went clockwise, okay.
Yeah.
I was hoping it would be upside down.
I don't have my I don't hear.
It would go up.
Yeah, I don't have my my sound effects button queued at the moment. All right.
That's good.
So you've gone and tried weed from around the world, yes?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
When I was in Berlin,
and different alcohols, I'm sure
Spain.
too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like that. I like what the world has to offer. It's been a creative life.
I only know what Canada has to offer, really. I mean, I went to Europe, did the European vacation in the 70s. You know, smoked a joint in a hash bar in the middle of Amsterdam's red light district with my mom and my sister. You know,
that's a very liberal, open-minded family you had there.
Yeah, and it was a long time ago. So it was a different time back then, and it's sad to see that they're trying to cancel that whole culture there.
Yeah, well, you can go to South Africa. It's all happening like that, like all over again.
Really?
Big cannabis community in South Africa. Massive.
Huh.
A lot of medical there too, because there's I was on a radio show from Israel, and they were saying that South Africa is like the place. Whereas Israel is all medical. South Africa is go for anything goes.
They dropped a shit ton of weed from a drone in Israel the other day.
Oh yeah, the packages all over the place.
Yeah.
Everyone smokes there. It's just you're not supposed to have it.
Yeah, well, you're not supposed to drink the sacred wine either.
No, but they do.
Yeah.
The Manischewitz. I infused Manischewitz once.
Have you?
It was fun.
I actually don't mind a glass of Manischewitz. I grew up on it. You know.
Of course you did.
But,
of course you did. We all did.
Yeah.
Whether we liked it or not, we drank it.
Drink it. Come on, you're old enough to have a glass of wine. Have a glass of wine. It's just grape juice.
Have a glass of wine. Yeah, just grape juice.
Mom.
It's just grape juice. Just fermented grape juice, Al.
Fermented grape juice. You know what? It's basically Welchers with alcohol in it.
But it's blessed.
What's that?
It's blessed. It's
yeah.
blessed.
Yes. Oh, yes. That's right. The rabbi has stuck his pinky in there and said humana, 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 humana.
That's about as much as I know.
Yeah, me too. But anyways, so please do us a favor, because we're in our last half hour here. Tell people where they can get your book and where they can find information about you and follow you and stuff like that, so we get that out of the way.
Absolutely.
And then we can just gab.
Okay, so you can get the book on Amazon Canada. You can get it in Indigo Books in Canada. Cannabis, Cocktails, Mocktails, and Tongues. So you pull that just a little bit further away from the camera.
Actually, I'm going to make my video bigger.
Okay.
There we go.
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can get it Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Indigo, just about any independent bookstore. Yeah, there's some nice ones.
There's some really cool pictures. Yeah.
Yeah, some nice. There's like 40 or so cocktails are taking pictures of, and then the rest of them are just
a collection of 75 recipes by Warren and
by myself. Yes.
Yeah, and it says that you're the author of
Apothecary Cocktails,
Whiskey
Cocktails, Bitters and Shrub Syrup Cocktails, Cannabis Cocktails, and the Craft Cocktail Compendium, and a book in France.
And you can get them all through the same publisher?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Cordo. And they're in Canada. They have a division there, so they're published there. And you can get it also electronically on Apple Books or whatever your e-readers are if you do Kindle, if you do that as well. So.
Cool. It's a nice little book. It's not big, and it's something that now that I've found it again, I will put on the shelf. Oh, shut up, Stephen. Can you hear him in the background?
I heard the peanut gallery, yeah.
Yeah. Would you fuck off, dude? I'm trying to talk to somebody.
I was waiting for you to tell fucking Steven to fuck off.
That's my cat. Shut the fuck up, Steven.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a good boy. I don't remember what I was going to say. He just gets in my head.
We were talking about where you can get the book. So you can get it just about any place. I love independent bookstores. So, right now they're having a tough time of it. So I would say try your local independent bookstore before you go to Indigo Books. But you can get it there too. Or at least they can order it for you. I know they stock it.
The Art of Spirited Drinks and Buzzworthy Libations. You don't hear that word very often anymore. Libations.
No. Well, I'm old. I'm certainly as old as you. Maybe.
I'm 57.
I'm 60.
Well, there you go. So you're older than me.
There you have it.
Yeah. So it goes just going through it. I mean, it's there's some knowledge in here. And there's some actual good formulas on how to infuse your cannabis in different ways. Mm-hmm. Oven method, decarb.
Sous vide.
Should you decarb? Should you not decarb? When should you? When you shouldn't? Boiling methods. Yeah, I'm just going through here. Infusions and technicians. And yeah, now I'm going to throw the book at my cat. Just a sec.
No!
I don't even know where he is. What's wrong, buddy?
No, Steven!
Steven, come here.
Don't do it, Steven.
Come here and talk to Mr. Hand, Steven.
Don't do it, Steven. Run.
Thank you for joining us, Warren. We've got a few more minutes.
Thank you for being patient with me.
Oh,
I apologize.
No problem. Hopefully next time that doesn't happen. We just start. We're used to that. We've had guests come in the last 10 minutes of the show.
The last 5 minutes that you made a really nice showing for them and said all sorts of nice things, and then they don't show up.
Yeah. So now I don't mention the guest or what they have to offer until they show down and sit down in their seat. Till then, fuck you.
Till then, fuck off.
Show up on time or fuck off. Wait your turn.
That's right.
No, it's all good. It's all good. You guys got anything else you want to bring up or talk about or anything?
I'm going to get the book. I'm kind of excited, actually.
Thank you. Thank you. And if you have any questions, get in touch with me. And okay, so I tell you, you can find me at drinkklaus.com is my my beverage, so you can learn about that. It's drinkklaus.com. It's named for my gnome. Long story. We're not going to go into it right now. Cocktailwhisperer.com. You can grab me on Instagram. My name, Warren Bobrow. That's pretty much. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Twitter. All sorts of stuff. Facebook, whatever you want. I'm there. So if you have any questions with the book and you run into problems with it, let me know and I'll walk you through it.
What's up next?
Next is the beverage. Next is Klaus. Drink Klaus.
And you're actually...
yeah, it's going to be... I'm going to be producing it in the coming months.
Cool. Well, when you have something to try, you can sneak it up over the border.
Oh my God, I would love to. Invite me, I'll be there.
Okay. Anything else, Marcel?
I'm just checking out this website for clothes.
Yeah, drinkklaus.com. And he's an 1850s German drinking gnome that I've traveled all over the world
with. Can you post that URL on the video in the video chat when you get a sec, Marcel, please?
Do it right now.
Thank you.
drinkklaus.com and cocktailwhisperer.com.
Do you whisper to cocktails? Hi, how are you?
And if I whisper cocktails. If you're really patient, you can go back and see my work from years ago when I worked in liquor.
Hey, sweetie, you look frosty. You just sit there and talk to your drinks all night long. No, that would be bad.
That would be bad. We learn the wrong things.
You're so sweet and sour.
Are these drinks available now?
No, not yet.
Okay. The website said
right now we just finished formulation and nutritionals. So the place where we are right now is waiting to find a processing plant to do the canning. We had one all set up and ready to go, and they decided against using us because they wanted to focus on brands that are making them a lot of money. And a new brand would not fit into their business plan. So I was forced at the very last minute to go out and find someone else to make my product for me, and I'm still looking. And I live here in New Jersey, so it has to be done in California. It's tricky. So my CMO is doing that right now.
Well, good luck to you. Let us know when you get something on the market.
Yes, I will. Absolutely. Thank you, Al.
Oh, no, you're very welcome. Thank you for being here.
They actually sound like they taste good.
They do. They're all the best ingredients.
Phosphorus with carrot juice, orange bitters, and simple syrup with THC infusion.
So these are all infused.
I'm looking at Warren's Instagram, the drinks he's got on there. Holy fuck, they look good.
Thank you.
You must have really fucking happy neighbors and friends, man.
No, I don't.
No, you don't share?
No. No. I don't want them to know me.
Hey, that's
oh my God, a roasted tomato, celery, mock, Bloody Mary with 100 milligrams of THC. Holy shit.
Yeah, that got me a full page in High Times magazine.
There we go, right there.
Got your drink, Lenny.
He'll be making one later.
I love Bloody Marys.
And actually, that's because you're Canadians, you would understand. It's a Bloody Caesar.
It's a Caesar. Yeah.
It's a Caesar. That's what it is. It's made with Clamato. And only a Canadian would know that. And so I wouldn't have known that, but I had friends who make bitters up in Mrs. Better's Bitters. And they said, oh, yeah, it's not a Bloody Mary, it's a Caesar. And there it was.
Yeah, I do like Caesars better, but I like Bloody Marys themselves.
Yeah, but I had to make it a twist on it.
Yeah. Oh, my God. No, these all look so good. Is that in the book? That better be in the book.
Yeah, it is. It's a full page.
I'll be pissed if I buy the book and that one's not in there.
No. It's definitely in there. It's called a bloody good something. It's there.
There
bloody
we go.
Good remedy or a bloody good. It's a bloody remedy. I don't know. It's delicious and you'll love it. and since you can get Clamato up there in the northern country, it'll work. It doesn't work with non-Clamato.
I don't want anything that starts with clam.
Like,
you don't like Caesar, though?
No, I don't drink anything tomato. The only thing tomato I like is sauce and ketchup.
I was having some Caesars last evening, actually.
A bloody Caesar, I love it.
Yeah.
So if you infuse that Clamato juice with THC, you're in for a fun time.
Wow, for the first,
I will do that.
I just noticed that for the first time in a while, nobody's made any comments in our chat today.
Yeah.
You had none, or you had some?
No, nobody's said anything today in our video chat. So poo on you people.
It's a Friday night in July. People are like, "Fuck That's you right. guys."
I know. I'm going to disappear this week, someplace quiet.
But I think that's fair. People are vacationing. And
yeah.
Pandemic lockdown. They're all out having a good time.
Oh God, I went to Canadian Tire today, and I wandered around. I left the dog at home. I went and I wandered for an hour and a half, and I bought a bocce ball set and a croquet set and an outdoor and a portable projector, and it comes with a 100-inch screen so we can have movies outside, and so there'll be Al's hippie drive-in this summer at the farm. Quite literally.
Hey, Al, you just may have thought up a business proposal there.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm sure that the town would just love me for that.
No, you can smoke on my property.
Yeah. It's not the smoking. I think they would have an issue. I think it would be the presentation of copywritten materials on a big screen in a public format. Yeah,
you just say that you're not responsible for the pictures that are.
Well, I don't have a disclaimer for that. I have a disclaimer for the show.
Let's make you one.
Yeah, we'll make one. Yep. But anyways, yeah, that's what I'm doing. The world's greatest drummer salute. The world's greatest drummers salute Ringo Starr. Cool. I hear a woman.
What?
I hear another woman and a door closing.
That was my wife bringing me my peanut butter parfait from Dairy Queen.
Nice. Oh, there you go. You can't really see it. It keeps disappearing into your weed.
But it's not. Now it's disappearing into his mouth.
Yeah. It's a
She texted me.
Len,
kids and her were there.
Len looks like a giant weed bud today.
Hey, Lenny.
What?
Can you ask her to have one of them waiting for me when I'm done my shot? Because when I was a little kid, they used to say, "I'll give you an ice cream if you take that." So
that's for tonsils.
It was lollipops, dude. It was lollipops. I used to get a red one or a grape one. Suckers.
Yeah. She has suckers.
You got to ask her for them, or she has them.
Are they Marcel suckers?
No.
Oh, come on.
Hey, is that a piece of rosin or something?
Whoa, me, Al?
Yeah, you look like you were just about to fall back over.
No, I put my computer down so I grab my papers.
Oh, have you ever been so high that you just kind of tip back in your chair? You ever tip?
No, but I did get high
the Spain.
The first time I did a dab, like my first time I ever did a dab, I did two of them right back to back, and I was like, "Holy, this is intense!" And I went in the living room and I started watching Half Baked, and all of a sudden I remember hearing a thud, and then people laughing at me, and then
you fell out of your chair,
looking up at the bottom of the Chesterfield, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I passed straight out, I guess.
And you just literally rolled out of your chair.
I fell right on top of my head. Right on top of my head.
I passed out for a few seconds while I was driving down the 401. It's the last time I smoked a joint in a car. And if Kelly hadn't been with me, I just looked at her, grabbed the wheel. She was in the passenger seat. She grabbed the wheel, and I just went, and that was the last time I ever smoked a joint in a car. That was 10 years ago. Just saying.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Don't take my license.
Yeah, don't take my license. Yeah. Didn't have one back then when I did that. On that note, Warren, thank you very much for hanging out with us.
Thank you. It was fun.
Thanks, Warren. It was really cool.
We'll do it again in another couple of years. When you get your next project going, let us know and we'll have you back on.
I will. I'd love to make sure I'll try to get you some.
Okay.
We'll see how we can make that work.
Maybe we could slingshot it across the border. Come up to Maine, and I'll wait on the other side.
Drone delivery.
And throw it across the border.
Yeah, no, just drone it.
Drone it, right? That's a good idea. Yeah, like
Carrier pigeons. Carrier
pigeons. That's what I like.
Okay, it's Kansas.
Prehistoric drones.
Some big ass pigeons.
Hey man, strap it to its back. It'll take it for you.
This is the 420 radio show. We are here Fridays from 7 till 9 p.m. Oh, we still have a couple of minutes. Go ahead.
Park boys, keep Swayze train across the river.
Keep rambling.
Yeah, there you go. And then we can argue that they're just beavers. They're not Canadian beavers or American beavers.
Whoa, there's thunder out there.
There's been thunder and lightning here all week, dude. I'm getting sick of it.
Yeah, it's just behind me.
Getting sick of it.
I'm going to go and take a look and see what we're getting now.
Yep. So, I think we're going to wrap it up and say goodnighty booze.
Thank you.
Hey, Al.
Yo.
That's what my dad said too, but that didn't work.
Nighty booze?
No.
Wrapping it up. Oh, dude. On that
note. Wrap it up.
Good night, guys. All right, here we go.
So what are you doing? Nothing? Why not?
Trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.